widely misunderstood the concept of meditation. But what about, so I practice Vipassana meditation. And so sitting in awareness and being equanimous, right? You can be in a meditative state even when you're not acting. Like right now, we are performing actions and also but in awareness.
The thing is, the intention is perfectly alright. The problem with that is you are constantly active. Even if you are sitting, you think you are not active, but you are always in action. We are creatures of Prakriti, and she is the mother of time, and time never stops, which means action cannot stop. Time means change, change means action. So even when you think you are sitting still, you are still active. Which means meditation has to be in the middle of action, not in the middle of relaxation or a certain pose or asana or mudra or silence. If you have to be continuously silent to meditate, how will I meditate from the podium? I have to speak there. Therefore, this thing that one has to sit and be silent and then be meditative is alright to begin with, but cannot take you very far.
So is this a practice that one does not necessarily need to include? So of course, because you're not on the podium all the time and you're also not sitting.
I ask, if you have to close your eyes to meditate, how will you meditate while driving? How will a cab driver, a professional Ola driver meditate? If you have to close your eyes to meditate, he has to drive all the day. Right? Action is continuous. Till the moment of your death, you are acting. Even if you are sitting silently, it is still action. Which means one has to learn to be meditative right in the thick of action. Creating an artificial environment of silence, tranquility, and sitting in a cultivated pose are good to begin with. Good to begin with, but that's what they are. Stuff for the beginners. And because they are meditation 101, therefore they must not be carried forward too much. Begin with them and then drop them. You cannot practice that kind of meditation for 20 years. That's something for 6 months. Now you can graduate to the higher levels of meditativeness, where you say, I do not need to sit down anywhere. I am anyway meditative all the time, and if I am not meditative all the time, then what's the point of meditation? Suppose I am a very meditative being in my room, and when I come down here to talk to you, I am out of meditation. Does that help me?
Exactly. So you're in a meditative state throughout your life and what you do.
And because the enemies of meditation will occur only when you are in the thick of action. Therefore, it is in the thick of action that you must practice meditation. Meditation is like catching a thief. Right? Who is the thief? The enemy of meditation. What is the enemy of meditation? All the inner tendencies. Now, do you catch a thief by warning it in advance? If you tell the thief, between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m., I'm going to sit in meditation, what will the thief do? The thief will hide. Whereas you need to be meditative the most when the thief is out in the open and dominating your life. Let's say when you are in the shop and the thief called greed is overpowering you. That's when you need to be meditative. But you say, no, I have done all my meditation, the quota has been exhausted in the morning, now I don't need to be meditative. And now the thief on a rampage.
So it can lay the groundwork, it can give you the tools to be meditative.
It can give you a glimpse to fall in love with.
So is your opinion on yoga the same? How is it aligned with
the same, that which we call as yoga?
So yoga, not even yoga.
Yoga is wonderful. Yoga is wonderful, but even to know yoga, one has to first go to Vedanta. Because even yoga declares its allegiance to the Vedantic philosophy. Right? Even yoga is an Astic darshan, which means it is devoted to the Vedas. So if you do not know the fundamental Vedic philosophy, which is Vedanta, you cannot even be a good yogi. Patanjali's Yoga Sutra do not take precedence over Upanishads. The Upanishads come first, the Yoga Sutras come later. So, and even in the tradition of the Yoga Sutra, we limit ourselves to the first 2 steps, Ashtanga Yoga. Hardly anybody goes beyond that. So even that we do not fully complete. What to talk of going to the fundamentals of the yogic wisdom, which is Vedanta. It's all very Bodhsthal. It's all very commercialized, very incomplete, and very harmful as well. be quite harmful.
So is the concept of ahimsa too?
Obviously. You cannot be Ahinsa without being a Vedanti. Full stop. Ahimsa is not about saying, oh, I will not harm the dog or the cow. That is not Ahimsa. That is a symptom of Ahimsa. When you are Ahimsa, then obviously you do not want to harm anybody, and then you also realize the meaning of harm. Otherwise, harm to us, because we are body identified, harm to us remains just about not harming somebody's body. So I'll not say bad things to you, I'll not harm your mental state, and I'll not do bad things to your body, so I'll not harm your body. And we say that is Ahimsa. Now that is only a very small part of, a very superficial part of Ahimsa. A small symptom of Ahimsa. Ahimsa is something much deeper. If you do not have that, then you cannot be a good vegan. So, and to be Ahimsa, you will have to go to the Vedantic philosophy. You will have to realize from where does all the violence really come. Without going to the root of violence, you cannot be non-violent.
Not just a vegan, you can't be a good anything.
That's what. That's what. When you are good, then you are good in everything. And only then you can be a good father, good mother, good friend, good whatever, good employee, good business owner, good soldier, good lawyer, or a good vegan. If you're not good, you cannot be good in anything. That's it. But we say, I'm not a good father, but I want to be good to animals. That's not going to happen.
Right.
That's not going to happen.
So now we're going to Gujarat, where, especially Rajkot, where I'm from, and they're very, pure vegetarian, don't even have eggs. And like you said, approach it with love. What's your advice when we go there? How do we approach this with love that they feel, okay, now maybe even dairy is the next step?
We don't need to talk about veganism to begin with.
Okay.
We just need to talk of the life of an animal.
Okay.
What all does it go through and what are the bad things that happen to it?
Okay.
And do you think all this should happen? Let them come up and say, no, I don't want these things to happen to the animal, because to me the animal is like my family. First of all, they have to confess that. Otherwise, even if I bring them to admit that bad things are happening to the animal, but along with that, the feeling remains that the animal is very separated from me. The two of us are disjoint entities. Then I'll say, let whatever is happening happen. How am I bothered? So the feeling that conscious being and this conscious being are somewhere very related. First of all, the feeling has to be aroused. If you can arouse that feeling, then he will automatically think, am I doing bad things to that thing? Or are bad things happening to that thing because of my ignorance, in my ignorance? And then he will say, oh my God, that thing is not just a thing. That thing is me. And when that comes, that is Ahinsa. That thing is not just a thing. That thing is the conscious entity that I am. And only then can there be care and love and compassion. Otherwise, you can bring graphic details of all the violence to someone, and he'll still continue to say, yeah, I can see a lot of bloodshed. And once you are gone, he will order his butter chicken. Not that displaying graphic violence doesn't help. It does help, because it arouses a certain disgust. But it does not suffice. We have tried that. We have tried. We have shown all those things. The fellow has seen those things, has been moved for a moment. And once you are off, he's on.
True.
I have many more questions, but I am going to request that
Yeah, sure.
I are be able to ask them some other.